And for that, my colleague, co-president of the organization, Kelly Juleson, is going to come to you and talk a little bit to you today about what this project is all about. And she's here with us through technology, through Zoom. And so, Kelly, we're going to welcome you.
Thank you, Roland. It's so great to be here, and thank you all for having the grace to allow me to Zoom into today's call. I'm unfortunately home with COVID, and so I think it's prevention in action right here by being able to Zoom in and make sure we can still get this important work done. And I want to just echo Roland's sentiments. Thank you, Senator Blumenthal, for your and Senator Murphy's leadership to secure this congressionally directed spending project through SAMHSA to address the opioid epidemic in Connecticut. And as Roland has said, today we're launching Prevention Starts With You. This project was created in response to the overdose death of a Hartford middle schooler back in January of 2022. So much emphasis at that time was on increasing access to naloxone, which certainly we agree with and we support, but there was significantly less emphasis on going upstream and talking about prevention. And so this Prevention Starts With You campaign is a reminder of the daily activities that we can each do that can make a huge difference in the lives of our young people. This initiative will raise awareness about the importance of prevention and the roles that we each play, and also the importance of safely discarding our medication. This project will provide 50,000 doTERRA drug deactivation pouches that will deactivate more than 2 million unwanted drugs in Greater Hartford and Greater New Haven. Our home medicine cabinets are a dangerous place. Many of us, myself included, keep expired or unwanted medications without thinking twice about it. And then when we do find those things that have maybe expired years ago, we may throw them out or flush them down the toilet. This is problematic for a number of reasons. First of all, keeping unwanted and unneeded medication presents a public health risk that they may be consumed by an unintended recipient, like a child or a pet, or that they may be deliberately taken for misuse. 4 in 10 young people who have misused prescription drugs in the last year report getting them from a friend or family member. Also, our typical approach to disposing of medication, if we ever actually get to it, is bad for the environment. Flushing or throwing them into the trash presents a risk to our drinking supply and our ecosystem. And of course, there's already options, things like Drugs Take Back Day, which just happened this weekend, or in some communities may even have permanent drop boxes. And I don't want to say that these aren't both great options, because they are, but they require transportation and time, 2 commodities that can just be impossible to come by, making it less likely that people will actually participate in these programs. That's why we love the doTERRA pouches. They're private and ready for instant use at home. And it takes just seconds to be able to use them. I'm actually going to do a demonstration for you right now. So here is the drug deactivation pouch doTERRA that we are going to be distributing through communities in Greater Hartford and Greater New Haven. You just tear off the top, open it. This pouch will render inactive 45 pills or 6 ounces of liquid. I happen to have found this morning at 3 a.m. when my daughter was complaining of an ear infection, an earache, expired ibuprofen. So I'm going to pour it in here. This is 4 ounces of liquid. We're not going to pour the whole thing, but it's going in there. I'm going to put some just regular tap water in with it. And there's a carbon activated filler at the bottom of this pouch. We're going to give it a second, shake it up, close it, and it's ready to throw out. The drugs inside will be fully rendered inactive for every irretrievable, for every practical purpose. And now I can throw the trash. I can throw it into my regular household trash without worry that it's going to contaminate our environment or get into unwilling hands. So this campaign is not just the doTERRA pouches. That is prevention on demand, but we're also bringing conversation starters to families on how to start those important conversations around drugs and alcohol use. They can be as simple as, who did you have lunch with today? And then can segue into bigger questions like, what do you do when someone peer pressures you into something that you don't want to do? These conversations just are so critically important. And I'm always blown away by this statistic. But if a caring adult has a conversation with a young person in their lives around the dangers of drugs and alcohol use, those young people are actually 50% less likely to use. So these kinds of conversations, much like the pouches, can be had anytime, anywhere, and serve as a strong deterrent from taking part in drug use. This initiative gives us hope and power, the power of prevention. We wield that power every day, and even if we don't realize it. This morning, hopefully, you brushed your teeth. You put your seatbelts on. You even went through the metal detector when you came into the legislative office building. You're not going to start brushing your teeth when you get a cavity or put your seatbelt on mid accident. Every day, you're taking proactive small steps that are going to make a big difference. And we need to think of safe disposal of medication in the same way that we think about our other daily prevention efforts, necessary and routine. The Governor's Prevention Partnership is partnering with programs across Greater Hartford and Greater New Haven to bring prevention to people where they are, and we're so proud to have them here with us today. To date, 8 partners have signed on to help distribute these pouches. They're the Connecticut Business and Industry Association, Connecticut Food Share, the Open Heart, the Latino Way, the Middletown Health Department, Hartford Marathon Foundation, Manchester Change Collaborative, and the Northern Middlesex YMCA. We will be announcing more partners in the coming weeks. We aren't just handing out these drug deactivation pouches and conversation starters. We're making it possible for you and for us all to take an active role in preventing opioid misuse starting in our own homes. Senator Blumenthal, this is the only project nationally with this type of scope, from raising public awareness and infusing substance misuse prevention with drug deactivation pouches. We can't thank you enough for your leadership on this, and we look forward to sharing what we hope will be very successful results of this program at the end of the grant period next fall. Thank you all for letting me speak to you today, and thank you, Senator Blumenthal and Senator Murphy, for your leadership on this.